Yeah, hi guys. I felt like doing a video tonight on the Agenda 2030 documents. Uh, I feel like a lot of stuff is now coming to pass that we've been speaking about for the last 3 years, and I think it was time to go through these documents with a bit more detail. Um, what sparked it off for me tonight was them talking about Trump coming back in 2024 because he's trying to allegedly, it's all fake, whatever, it's all a script, as you all know, but they're telling us that he is running again for presidency. Well, we spoke about this 3 years ago before he was even voted out. He comes back in 2024. For the people who have not been following along, in the rigged re-election of Donald J. Trump, where he most likely, there is a high chance of him being assassinated in 2026, as we are due a U.S. president assassination soon. Um, so it's highly likely that that's what's going to happen. Now we're seeing this him. I mean, it's just getting a bit ridiculous. So I'm going to do these documents because all of this stuff's about to happen. John Hopkins website, just go on there. The documents have been there since 2015. So again, it's not real because we don't have to participate in this. We can opt out. Okay, the people that want to opt in will sit in here in this fractal, whereas we can be outside in this fractal with the nature. Okay, the choice is yours. What's it going to be? There's no amount of if we add 100 cells to this, it's not going to change anything. Okay, and on that note, you should be taking some of this stuff off from last week. Sorry, from 2 days ago at the low here. This is all we should be adding to this, but we'll do another video on this later. Okay, so this is where we're going. The choice is yours. Where are you going to go? This way, but it's not even going to be this. It's going to be RFID quantum dot tattoo. But this will all be assigned to it. You'll have to go back every 2 months for another one of these, but it will be a new version of this. New technology will come out that they'll miraculously give to us, pretending that they didn't have it before, but it's going to come out most likely in end of 2023, and that will replace these, which everyone will be hypochondriacs with, thinking that they need a new one of these for every single disease known to man, providing it still exists. They're going to keep this game going all the way till 2067, I'm afraid. Sedna in Gemini. So let's go to the documents now. We'll start on the top left. That's this one here. So 2020 to 2029. And then the right side is absolute zero, 2050 and beyond, basically. So we'll start up here. 2020, development of petrol diesel engines ends. Any new vehicle introduced from now must be compatible with absolute zero. So that's after 2029. 2030, all new vehicles are electric. Average size of car reduces 1,000 kilograms. Well, that's Gemini. Gemini's many small things, multiple things. They don't. You're going to see the Americanized vehicles will go even more. The fire trucks, the big trucks, all of that, the trains, all of that's going to become de-Americanized and smaller. Growth in domestic and international rail as a substitute for flights and low occupancy car travel. Why low occupancy car travel? Well, that's because they're jacking up the gas prices. But notice how the train prices have not gone up. Certainly where I am, they haven't been. So they're trying to encourage people to go on the rail. This will be a good business to be involved in, the railways later on. 2030 to 2049, further growth with expanded network and all-electric trains. Rail becomes dominant mode for freight as shipping declines. Okay. Flying. All airports except Heathrow, Glasgow, and Belfast close with transfers by rail. All remaining airports close from 2030 to 2049. All remaining airports close. There are currently no freight ships operating without zero emissions, so shipping must contract. So they make the shipping decline. 2030 to 2049, all shipping declines to net zero. 1 second. Yes, hi guys, sorry about that. My phone decided to ring at this time. Okay, so all shipping declines to zero. So you wait, it gets better than this, guys. Um, so heating pumps, all right, that's you can read that stuff in your own time. Um, Gas cookers phased out in favour of electric hobs. Okay, I think half of North America's been like that for years anyway, so that's not a big deal. But England's still on gas cookers. Freezer, which it sucks because the cooking's so much better. Electric hob sucks. Freezers and washing machines become smaller. Okay, well that's all right then, because every fridge I've ever tried to buy is the size of a double decker bus out of England. Whenever I've tried to buy a refrigerator in North America, I've always had problems with that. So that's a good thing. Because they are utterly ridiculous. They're the size of a fridge for an entire army. It's just totally ridiculous, the size of the fridges here. Anyway, next. No, it gets better now. We better move this. Alright, so this is this is 2050, absolute zero, and then it says beyond 2050. Wish I could bring this down. Somehow this has moved, so I apologise. Okay, road use at 60% of 2020 levels, though reducing distance travelled or reducing vehicle weight. 2050 and beyond, new options for energy storage linked to expanding non-emitting electricity may allow demand growth. Electric trains, preferred mode of travel for people and freight over significant distances. Train speeds increase and increasing availability of zero emissions electricity. So there's going to be a new electricity that's coming, which is zero emissions electricity. So I guess they mean it will be made from zero emissions. There won't be any emissions used to make the electricity. So this is essentially a film set adjustment. It's going to take 20 years, 30 years for this film set to change from where we are now, or in 2020, when it's already changed too much in too short a period of time. But this is about to get insane. Planes, no flights for 10 years. Okay. Some naval ships operate with onboard nuclear power, and new storage options may allow electric power. Okay, so the vessels are not going to be no. So this is essentially everything's going to be local. It's all going to be moving on trains. So if you live in Canada, you won't be able to get pineapples anymore, unless they will run the trains from Panama. Maybe they will. I guess they're going to do it that way. So yeah, you still be able to get pineapples. Just thinking out loud. Anyway, what else is there? Um, Option to increase. Okay, that's the heating stuff again. Size of appliances. Okay, hang on. Let's go to another one. All right, food. Consumption of beef and lamb drops by 50%, along with a reduction in frozen ready meals and air freight food imports. That's 2020 to 2029. Um, Beef and lamb phased out completely, along with all imports not transported by train. Fertilizer use greatly reduced. Okay. So don't get involved in the meat industry. Get involved in the train transport industry by the sounds of things. Mining material, reduced demand for iron ore and limestone as blast furnace iron and cement reduces increased demand for materials for electrification. Iron ore and limestone phased out. Okay, so that's a big deal. If iron ore is phased out, um, while metal scrap supply chain expands greatly and develops with very high precision sorting. I see. So the scrap metal business will be a good business to be involved in because they're not going to be doing iron ore anymore. Okay, that makes sense. So any of you guys, if you want to know how to do that, you look up your ascendant in your natal birth chart, and then that will tell you what job you're supposed to have. So if you have, for instance, a Aries ascendant, you would be good with having a job in industries, so trucking or trains, etc. You'd have to look yours up. Um, Steel recycling, this is materials production. Steel recycling grows while cement and blast furnace, iron reduced, some plastics with emissions reduced. Process emissions reduced. Sorry, I'm reading all this for the um, first time in like 3 years. Cement and new steel phased out along with emitting plastics. Steel recovery, recycling grows, aluminum paper reduced with energy supply. So paper reduced with energy supply, steel recycling grows, right? So get involved in the recycling of steel business. Really, that sounds excellent. New steel phased out with emitting plastic. It sounds like they're going to keep some plastics with. Okay, so they're going to remove plastics also eventually. Construction, reduced cement supply. No surprise there. So this is they're going to hammer the condos with the concrete and the steel now, and then they're going to remove the steel once they've made all these condo buildings and new bridges or whatever they're doing. Um, as I've noticed, they're doing bridge projects all over the place now. Um, so I think they're doing them fast before they do this banning of steel because they need the steel for the bridges because nothing really will be as good as steel. I can't see how anything can be stronger than that. But anyway, um, reduced cement supply. Okay. Because I've broken a carbon fiber. Well, I know someone that's broken a carbon fiber bike, but I don't know anyone that's broken a steel bike. So, manufacturing, matter efficiency becomes prominent as material supply contracts. Uh, Most goods made with 50% as much material, many now used for twice as long. Okay, so clothes are going to get stronger. That's a good thing. It's one good thing because they fall apart way too fast nowadays. Um, and we've noticed that. I've seen this, and we'll get to that after. Hang on. Electricity, wind and solar supply grows rapidly. Okay, so be involved in the wind and solar business, um, which we already know about, but find a job involved in it or selling solar panels, maybe. I don't know. With associated storage and distribution, rapid expansion in electric end users, fourfold increase in renewable energy generation from 2020. Um, so 4 times this is going to go up, and they've mentioned this twice. So in 2030, I suppose we'll have our electric solution to the current problem, but they won't be powerful enough to fuel the planes, run the planes until 2050. So yeah, forget about travel, guys. It's over. Fossil fuels completely phased out in 2030. Okay. So we're seeing this now, rapid reduction of supply and use of fossil fuels, except for oil and plastic production. We are seeing this now with all these oil refineries in the US being shut, but they're blaming it all on Ukraine and whatnot. But obviously, that's got nothing to do with it because it was all planned here in 2015. Next. Hang on a minute. I thought we had another one lower than this. Okay, one. Yeah, we should have another one. I'm sorry. Where is it, guys? Here, I found it. Sorry. Hang on one sec. I'll bring it up on the screen. My bad. All right. Zoom in. All right. So remember, this is 2030 and on. Sorry, 2040 and on. Total energy required to cook or transport food reduces to 60%. Okay. Energy available for fertilizing, transporting, and cooking increases with zero emissions electricity. Okay. Demand for iron ore and limestone may develop again. Um, right. So, okay, after demand for scrap metal and iron ore for electrification much higher, no iron ore or limestone. So, scrap steel is going to be worth a fortune. That's a very good business to be in then. Start doing it. Just get an old pickup truck, drive around picking up scrap, taking it to the place. You make some money. Um, Demand for iron. Okay, what else? Material production may expand with electric. Hydrogen may, and also hydrogen. They're going to bring in hydrogen. That's what we've been speaking about for a while. All materials production for electric, and with a total of 60% power availability compared to 2020. Okay, any cement must be produced in closed loop. New building highly optimized for material saving. Growth in cement replacements to allow more architectural freedom. New steel may become available. Okay, so architectural freedom, what they're meaning by that is the buildings will continue to be dystopian the way they're built, as they have been for the last, what, 20 years, but getting worse and worse, to the point they're just boring, uh, just lack of character, lack of substance, all the same. All of this is by design, but finally in 2050 they'll allow to have better architecture, is what this is saying. So we'll see a return of better buildings after that. So really, by the sound of it, 2020, yeah, really we've got 30 years of dystopia. Yeah. Manufacturing inputs, development of carbon capture storage may allow resumption of use of gas and coal for electricity. So they'll bring back gas and coal later on in 2055. And there was something I read about the boats. Yeah, we saw that the boats are going to be nuclear, so they'll do that through the Iran situation that they're going to fake soon, and broker that deal through Turkey or something. I don't know what they're going to do. But Turkey's going to rise up, and so will Venezuela. So yeah, that's what's going on, guys. Uh, you got two options. You either sit with this, take the dot tattoo, and not be able to fly, not be able to travel for 10 years. CBDCs basically controlling and monitoring the amount of food you eat and energy you consume in order to get this net zero. This is what they're trying to do, right? It's all about this net zero. So in order to do it, these are the steps. Um, so really, I think my choice is going to be this one here. All right. Anyway, peace, guys. Cheers.